Well, hello everyone. My name is Dar Rath and I'm the pastor at Faith Lutheran Church in Port Elgin, Ontario, Canada. And each week I bring you a story that takes about 5 minutes to watch, written by other authors. Some of them are funny stories and some of them give you something to think about, which is the case here today. This is a wonderful story. It's a chapter in a book called One Story, One Song, written by Richard Wagamese. And Richard Wagamese is an Ojibwe from First Nations in northwestern Ontario. And I really love this book. I would highly recommend it. So, the story is called The Puzzle. And here's Richard. I've always been a thinker. As a kid, I sought explanations for even the simplest things around me. The adults I asked never seemed adequately armed, so I dove into the pages of books. I wanted to know how birds migrated without a compass. What made rain happen? Why the planets move in the ellipsis? I sought answers to a plethora of questions about the world. Now, age is a curious thing. As you mature, the questions that occupy you become more onerous. Queries about the natural world are replaced with harder questions like, who should I be? How do I get there? Why do people suffer? And how do things change? These questions are so big that we tend to forget the reassurance that comes from simple answers. I once asked a friend how he thought we should go about changing the world. How can we address the myriad issues that threaten us as a species? How could I, as someone just beginning to feel empowered as a First Nations man, find a way to improve the lot of my people? How could I get beyond the turmoil and struggles of my own life to help someone else? This was heady stuff. I prepared myself for a long, challenging discussion. But what my friend said floored me. As a self-employed contractor, my friend worked at home. His wife had a job outside the home, so he looked after their 10-year-old son after school. Once he picked his son up, fed him a snack, spent some playtime with him, my friend would get back to work. Usually the boy would do his homework or amuse himself in his room. But one afternoon, on a day that was particularly hectic for my friend, the boy desperately wanted more of his father's attention. So my friend ripped a picture out of a magazine, a photo that showed the world from outer space. He tore the picture into tiny pieces, handed them to the boy, and asked his son to put the picture back together. Thinking he assigned the task would take forever, my friend settled into his work. But his son was back in 5 minutes with the puzzle solved and glued to a piece of paper. "Well, how did you do that so fast?" he asked the boy. "Simple," the boy said. "There was the picture of a man on the other side, so I put the man together first and the world came together just fine." Well, that simple parable from that daily life had been a saving grace for me ever since. Put the man together first and the world will come together just fine. The enormity of the world's problems can feel overwhelming. Resolution can seem impossible. But when we join together wholeheartedly, when the energy we put forward is calm, positive, and centered, great change is possible. I've seen it work in my own life, and I've seen it work out in the world. My people say that change is the fundamental law of the universe. Like the weather, it happens without any input from us. But we can make change too. We just need to do it one small piece at a time. Now, that's wonderful words, wonderful advice, and a wonderful story. Thank you, Richard Wagamese. And thanks for taking 5, and blessings on your day.